I'm trying to share this. I don't know, it's not coming up. Oh, sorry. So it's here.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, Esther, it's here. So what did you say?
Yeah, I can see it. So I actually noticed later that our email was wrong. I had deleted the names column, so the emails were wrong. But yesterday someone had asked how we got the first name and how we got the last name. How did you get the first name? How did you spell the first name and such?
Or the first name and the last name.
Yes.
Okay, for the first name, what I did was I used the left function. So, okay, you can ignore this. But what I did is I used the left function. So I did is equals to left, and then I picked how do we say the text? So from Henry, can I do it here, down here? Where do
You
we?
can also add another column. You can just add another column between N and O.
Okay, let me add another column. Okay, so this is, let me say the first name. So you can use the left function. And then the text is from K to, then comma, then you use the find function. Then from find, you open the quotation marks. So what we need is from the dot, like Henry, we only need Henry. So that's, and then comma, text is from still the same. This space. So K4, then -1, then you close the bracket. So that's how I found the first name.
Okay. I hope people have seen or we were able to achieve that.
I have a question. Yeah, I have seen
Okay.
the formula, but the reasoning, the logic behind -1. Why -1?
Okay, remove the -1.
Oh, I removed the negative
Just
one.
remove, we see what will happen.
So
You see what happens. So when you use find, we are finding the dot. So it will return to that dot. So while we are doing the -1, we are minusing the character that you are finding. So if you are finding space, it will include the space. So because our delimiter was a full stop, that is why we are saying -1, just to ensure that it just returns to the last character in the name. Okay? Jai.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so when we find,
Yeah.
here we are finding the dot or full stop. So when we -1,
Yeah.
we are going to get the character that is before that. So it's the whole word, like the whole word in the string, not just because I thought in my head,
Mhm.
I actually did the same thing, but I kept wondering, why are we not ending up with why? Like, why are we getting Henry? Why is it not giving us why? I don't know. I got
Why,
confused.
like without the hen, it was just without a y, or
Yeah, I thought that if we put -1, we'll end up with the y only, but it gave the whole name.
uh, because we remember the way we were using match yesterday. We were saying it gives the value. It gives a value. So when you say we are finding the dot, it counts from the first letter to where the dot is. It will count for us the characters there. So if there are 6, it will count 6. So you see, it has already counted the dot or the space. So the reason we are minusing it is just to remove our delimiter from our function. Okay. I think that was okay. That was very good. Our last name.
Hey. Okay, for the last name, there's a formula that I was trying to use, but again, it had a lot of work. So I decided to do away with it. And then I did a research. On how to get the last name. So the last name, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I felt like it's just logic. So the first name is Henry, and then the last name is Kamau. So I
Yes.
just Kamau, and then I feel, what do you say? You feel or you control E. So that's what
Yeah.
I did. Okay, I can do it here. Let me,
Actually, that is also a fun. That's also a way of doing it.
yes, let me insert a column, and then we can do the last name. So what I just did, this was it. So I copied Kamau as the last name, and then Control C. So, and then what I did was Control E. I think if you're using Windows, it's Control E. So that's what I did, and then it filtered everything.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
correct. We didn't specify a way. Yeah. Yes, Calvin.
people are really doing research.
Yes, you should be doing research. That is why we
Okay,
said hashtag overflow. We have all these resources. Yes, that is actually the easiest way to do it. Even the first name, you can just do the same. So you have a column called first name, another called last name. You just write Henry, then autofill. And
Yeah,
you're good.
that's what I did for the first name also, though I know the formula also.
Yeah.
eh,
The
okay.
other way is also click in the data. You can either add another column. Yes, can. Now I remember yesterday someone was complaining
Okay,
about the last name. I know there's a very long formula, but yeah, add another column. Just add another column. I hope we are seeing. The
Uh-huh.
good thing with Excel is that you can achieve the same result through so many ways. So as long as you achieve it, it's okay. So the same way we write in our cell 4, N4, we write the name Kamau. Then go to data. That's data tab on top, next to formulas and data. And then we have text to go to the next empty one, either N5. First click N5.
And 5.
Yeah. Then you see text to column. So yeah. So okay. For this one, either you click our previous one, either our K, the one that has the whole name.
Oh, so we click on K.
Yeah. And then
Uh-huh.
so, and then text to column again. So our character is delimited, and then click next. what is our delimiter? We have, what do we have? We have
At. At.
we have the at. You can either remove the tab part. We also have you can use the at also at the text qualifier either. Which are the others?
Others.
Yeah, click others and then select others.
So
ikuwe na hiyo tiki ya blue. Ikuwe na hiyo tiki ya blue, so
inafaa ikuwe nayo wapi juu? Hapo kwa
kuna
others.
hii checkbox.
Before
Kuna checkbox
others.
before others.
Kuna
There's a
checkbox.
checkbox.
Oh, before others.
Hiyo checkbox. Hiyo ni ya space. The next one.
Oh, this one.
No. Karibu tu na
Which one?
jina others, just before O.
Oh, okay.
I put now the dot.
The dot or the at?
The full
dot.
stop. You can either use the full stop, it's still okay.
Okay.
And then now next, you can see how it has broken it. And next, and then you just use general. You can finish it at that point.
So you can finish.
Yeah, you can finish. So you see it broke the name Henry, and then the other Kamau at whoever became the other part. So you can also use again the other delimiter at to break now Kamau to be a different name on its own.
But now if you're breaking Kamau, because you see if you break Henry, we used the delimiter to be dot. So if you're breaking Kamau, that means we're going to get Henry Kamau. No, what's going to happen at this point?
Let's do it again. We just go to the same place again. Control Z or the undo, whichever works. We still use the same text to column. So yeah, our delimiter it's delimited. We go to next. We are using now the dot, and then we try add the at also.
Also, we use dot and then we add at.
I hope it will work. Yeah.
No,
space and then at.
I'm trying to input at. It's not
going.
Yeah, it's not working.
So I don't know, because mine worked. Mine worked on my SN. It worked. Okay, but now that means if you leave it as that, also you can move either the Henry.Kamau, and then you break again. You see, you can also still be able to break it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you get now the Henry.Kamau as a column, then you come back again, say our delimiter is the dot. So it will break Henry and Kamau.
Okay.
I go next, and then you finish. So yeah, you see how it looks. So we have the Henry.Kamau in one, and then you can break again the Henry.Kamau to be two.
So if you're breaking, like, that means it changes what you had previously.
Yes.
Okay.
And we do it again, we just break it again.
So again, text to column.
Yeah, you see now we have Henry.Kamau. Next, our delimiter is other, which is a dot. A full stop, why would I call it up? And then next, you see now it's split.
The destination cell may contain some data values, which will be lost.
Yes, let's continue. So you see it has split. Now you can also do the same thing. Control E, it goes down.
Okay.
So those are the other various ways of doing it. What your function? Give us your function that you are scratching your head with. Calvin.
That function was long, Esther.
Yes, yes, I want that function.
Oh my God. So the first one was just the same, but for the second one, for Kamau,
yeah.
started with using the find function to find the at, that special character at.
Yeah.
So it is equal to find double quotes at then in the function, just enter the function again.
So I just press enter.
Like you just use, the way you're finding a position of at using the find function, the way you did it for Henry.
Yes. Okay,
So there'll be a comma and then within the entire text.
Okay, so within K4.
I will just enter first.
So I press enter.
Yeah.
12.
So it's at number 12.
And then, what did I do? The next one was to now find. You see that dot?
Yeah.
So, sorry, you say find that dot the way you started for Henry.
Oh, so you use the left function still?
No, don't put left.
So
We'll
just
get there. It was quite lengthy. Just giving it context. Sorry for backpedaling. So you'll find, and then for this particular column, since we want to find the start position of the second name, it will be locating that dot, but then now we add one, right? You getting it?
Yes. Yes.
Makes sense.
So what do I do?
And then, since we have, where's the other column? We found at, where's the at, the position for at? There's a column for at.
That one, 12.
12.
It gave us 12.
And for the dot, where's it?
So we create another column again, create another
Yeah,
column,
we
and then
create another column for the dot.
Calvin amenyamaza hizi ambiwa alikuwa part of the find.
So we'll find the dot. Oh my God.
You didn't put the data, Catherine.
Then but then now you see for that find function, for finding the dot, you add one to it because the position of the second name starts to one. You get it here. So after
So where do we add one?
After
the
yeah, after.
So that way.
Enter, then flash fill for both, like you autofill.
Yeah, control.
No, control is not working in this.
Okay, then autofill.
That's autofill then. Become like mine.
Let me do it again. It's there.
The next one as well.
Oh, the next one as well.
Okay, then please add another column after O.
After O. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then is equal to mid.
Mm-hmm.
Now we use the mid function.
Mm-hmm.
The text is just the original text as it was, K4.
Mm-hmm.
Then the start number is 7, like we said, the first character, that's 7, the one starting at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then the number of characters, remember, the number of characters will be, sorry, the numcars is the characters between the at space and the full stop. You get?
The at space and the full stop.
Yeah, like Kamau is between the full stop after Henry and the at, right?
Yes.
So what I did after that comma, I clicked 12 minus 7.
So I do 12 minus 7.
Yeah, so you just select 12 and then minus 7.
12 minus 7.
Yeah.
So enter.
Yeah.
It's there.
So instead of the 7, just call it the N4 to be dynamic at least. So it
Yeah.
be
Okay.
04 minus
Thank you.
N4.
Oh yeah, N4. Yeah, that's what I did. Too long.
But now it's giving there's some names will still carry at if we out of
No, it's because
uh-huh.
you didn't, you see that the first function you did minus 7, so it became static. So
Yes.
just do minus N4.
Minus N4.
Yeah. So that when we drag it down, it's a relative reference, so it can. So 4 minus N4, yeah. And then once you enter, it will be correct now for all.
Yeah, it's now okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can also combine the 3 functions together to be in one instead of saying minus this, minus this. So whatever you had, the one find there. But yeah, it's also correct. That was the other way of doing it. That was the long way of doing it. Okay.
Esther, how
What
can
else
we,
do we-
how can I combine that long process just using one thing? Because first I had to go in and find that and that. So how do I just use one method for
Tell
finding
Joy to undo. Tell Joy to undo to return them.
Okay. Uh-huh. Sorry.
Bring them back.
So I bring them back. Okay, let me do it.
You could do just do the Control Z so that we get the functions back instead of typing. Several times, yeah.
Mm.
And
It's
again, I think one last time. Yeah. So at now the Kamau, we move to the Kamau, the P.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the N4. So at the move to N4 first,
N4.
copy that function.
Okay.
Yeah. Then yeah, you can either choose to cut or copy. Just cut.
I've controlled C already.
Okay, that's okay. And then we move to P, our P4,
Mm-hmm.
where we have the N4, replace it with that one.
Also where we have N4.
Yeah.
we replace it with the function.
Yes, both places. Also, there is also the other first one.
So do I remove the is equal? Or
Where? Yeah, remove the is equals. And then you have another info again at the front. At the front, after mid, after K4, the first. You
After
have
K.
another info. In the
And
function we are opening, you see in your function bar, in your formula bar, we have another info.
Yes, yes.
Also remove it. Put the same. Remove the equals. Enter. Come again to column 04.
04.
Copy the function again. You cannot copy without the is equals. Then we come again to the P4.
Why is it not speaking?
Control Z. If Control Z, okay. Just enter. I know
So-
that one. Yeah. No, it went the function. But yeah, I hope you've got the logic. So whatever you had done, whatever you have it here, just come and paste it here. Because the whole point is whatever we have in N is the start. So the function that we are doing in the start, just come and type it here in the start and then type it again at the end. Just the same thing. So exactly what you did, just open it and paste in it. That is just exactly what we are doing because you already know the logic. But if it becomes too long, it's also okay to split. The same way we're splitting names with different ways, so it's still okay to split it. So, but you've seen how to.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Haya, what were it? Okay, you can remove them now.
With another question.
Yeah.
I can remove this.
Yeah, you can.
In the middle. So there were these errors, the value errors. But now some I realized when I was doing the dated if function. Okay. So this was if function. So dated if. But some I realized on the date on the TBD. What was TBD?
Be disclosed.
Or TBD is closed.
To be disclosed, either to be discussed, to be disclosed, something of the sort.
Yeah, I think so. It was giving error. And then apart from that, there was this error here. But I was wondering. I tried doing it. Can I just change it? I realized it's because of the date. The format of the date here is different from the format of the dates.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you change just this only?
Yes, you can change just it because that is why you're getting the value error. The value error is telling us that whatever we are trying to use the dated if function is not considered as a date. It's just formatted as text. So that is why it is giving the error. So whether we have TBD or we have a date, a syntax that is not identified, that is why it is giving that error. So you can just clean it. Yeah.
Or you can just, so how do you go about it? Because I tried changing it on the home function. Like I went to general and then date. Or do I still use this format or there is any other format?
That one was not working. So for that one, it's either you now move the long way. So you can, if there are few, like the few data we have, you can just clean it manually yourself, change the columns as they are. So you see, like you can see, it looks like this one is, the rest is month or date month. And then this one is month date.
Yes.
So you can either move it manually or now use our text function, change the format to month date to fit the rest. So there's that option.
So when you say manually, so I just type 21 stroke 08 stroke 2018.
Yes, that one can be used for the times when you have small data sets.
Mhm. Okay.
But now in large data sets, it becomes very troublesome. The other way, we can also use either this one to bring it to the same pattern as the rest.
Which
Because I
one?
believe the rest were, I've sent it in the chat.
Oh, you send it in the chat. Or what have you said?
Yeah, I've sent it in the
Hello?
chat.
Okay. I think to me
Yes,
that's
it's in the chat. You can't hear me?
let me check. I am trying to Mm. Okay, I'll check. I don't know. I can't navigate into the chat because I'm on this window. Yeah, I think that's the question that I had. And now in real scenario, if this happens, do you delete the names that gives the value error, or what do you do?
No, you can't delete. So that is why you are saying we need to have our data to be quite clean most of the time. So it just tells you that I actually mentioned when we were starting that date column is one of the very stubbornest column to work with, especially if people are entering the dates by themselves. So there is something else called Power Query that usually helps for larger data sets. I hope somebody has worked with Power Query. If you have used either Power BI, you have seen Power Query. So you also have the same Power Query in Excel, and it helps to change the format. So we'll do it at one point. So that is one of the other advanced way of doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so for the ones that have value, for now, we can just leave them as they are because it can take time to either edit it. But yeah, whenever you see the value, it means whatever you're using in your date column is not formatted as date. So you're also supposed to do the errors, but you have not done them. Yeah, but we were able to get it. So someone was asking about data div yesterday. I don't remember who it was.
It was me, and I think I'm still getting an error from my side. So I don't know whether it's my.
What is your
So
function? Can you share, or you want we walked through today how she did it? I can see she also has data div.
She can walk us through.
Okay, in case you see whatever you have, you can tell us where you are getting an error. Okay.
okay, so I used dated if because of the question that was seeing the number of days the employees have worked. So this was the days of service. I named my column as days of service. So is equals to dated if, and then H4, of which H4 was the date hired. And then now H1, what I did first was to find the today function, of which you can see it here.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I first did the today function and the now function, but now I decided to use the today function. So when you're using dated if, there's what do we say? The way Excel tells you which one? I don't know. Kizungu ni ngumu jamani. Yeah. So
You have
count,
data div. Interesting.
yes. So count the number of days, months, or years between the two dates. So what we were trying to do is to get the number of days the employee has served in the company. So what you basically do is H. Let me delete this so that you can see what I'm seeing. So it's H4, of which H4 was the date hired, and then H1 is the date. So we are trying to compare the date hired to today. How many days have the employees worked? And then now I specified it to the number of days. You can do month, you can do years. So for days, this is what I got. Henry Kamau worked for 1647, and then I auto-filled. If you ignore the value errors because of those things that cannot be in, and then so it will tell you the number of days that the employees has served, and then you can still use dated if to get the number of years that the employee has served. Still the same process, the date hired, and then stroke the date, the today's date, and then the number, the year. So and then number of years, sorry, the number of years. And then now dated if you want to get the month that the employee has served. So still the same process. The date hired, stroke the today's date, and then the number of months. Unless there's a question. I think I've done justice to that.
So yeah, you've done it. So yeah, so the same way we said you can combine the functions. So the H1. So the function just says we are using the start date and then the end date. And then how do you want to return it? Is it in days? Is it in months? Is it in years? So for most people, I know they don't have the data div function with them. So but always remember the first is the start date, which is now the earlier date. And then the second one should be the current date, the end date technically. And then you decide, do you want in days, in months, in years? So it would give you the same. Sidawa, are we okay? Did it work?
I've adjusted it, but now I think I'm still having an issue. When I drop it down, it brings more errors because I think it's the autofill is. How do I ensure that that today's date is? I don't know whether I can try it for you to help me with it. 'Cause I'm still
I
getting
can
errors.
stop
Share your screen. Share your screen. Thank you so much, Ryan. At least they have not talked a lot. And you people are good students, very good ones.
The here was the formula, but now if I drop it down, I'm just getting errors.
Okay. Anybody who has noticed where the error is coming from? You help us?
Let me see.
Very easy to pick where the error is.
H2.
And where did you use absolute in your place, or how did you lock it?
No,
Yes,
I used relative and it worked.
It worked.
Yes.
Interesting, because that is what is bringing the error here. Lock the M2.
lock it with the dollar sign.
Yeah. Both sides, both. You can select the two and then remove the dollar. The dollar should be before the two. Just before, add it again before the two. Yeah. So at least you can see our errors has changed. The errors now we are getting is value, meaning now some of those rows are not termed as date. So we move again to H. Let's see H, how our H is. So that was one of the reasons why we are getting different errors, because it was changing the date. So highlight your H, the entire H, and then format it as date. At general, just at the general point. At home, we have general and then format it as short date. Yeah, so at least try it again to see if a few will change. Still let them. They should reduce a bit.
Yeah, they've reduced, but most of them
Yeah.
are still just saying value error.
Yeah, so for value, we have said it's when it's not formatted as date. So it also depends with how your date column looks. As you can see, the date we are writing here, 4/15, it seems like our date here is different from the format we are using in our today dates. You can see this one starts with month date. So that one is okay, it's the way it's calculated. But how is our higher date? I will highlight again our higher date. Our H, the whole of it. Then we do the down at the number. Just at the numbers, there's that ka arrow, the downward face, huko juu kwa date. Hapo tu penye tulikuwa kwa date, hapo
Oh.
chini, no, before there. Down, kabisa down.
Oh, no.
Hapo. How is our format? Now we can choose our format to match the one we have. So which is, you can either use that one. The first one should work.
So I stick with the first one.
Yeah, stick with the first one. That one should work because it looks more or less like the one we are using.
So this is the one that will change.
No, that one will still remain the same. That one was still okay.
Okay.
Even if you want to change it, it's still okay.
Because I think the Violet's data was had less errors compared to mine.
Yeah, I think the whole point is the way the dates are formatted. That is why it is bringing the value error. It's just the formatting of the date. But again, when you are in M, we try change see how the date is there. And then the same arrow we had clicked. Yeah, we change it. We use no like the other one. Which one did we use in the other one? Was it the same one?
So we should start with the month.
It's actually starting with month. It's starting with month. I don't know why it is bringing issues with viewers.
But
so
again,
the ones that are, yeah.
I noticed, you see when, I don't know if it's still the same case with Godwin's data. When you move the sheet, you see the way you copy and then you move the sheet to a different sheet. It gives, unlike using the original sheet, the copied sheet gives a lot of errors. I don't know why. I don't know if it's me who realized that or...
So for me to get an accurate data, I must just use the original data.
I don't know if it's just on my side. I'm just saying mine were like when I used the original data, I was getting things accurate, and like the moved data or the copied data.
I can try that later, maybe.
Yeah, because I think the main thing with especially was the way it is changing the dates, it's how they are looking. Some are, if you see that like the second one, you can see it is telling us it's in the other format, month date, it didn't change. When we tried to change it, it didn't change. So that is why you notice it can bring the error when you're working with it. Yeah, so that's why we are getting the same value error, but we should be able to clean it. Once we are able to clean the data and bring the dates into one, this is supposed to work. Sawa. Haya, we are done with the assignment ama kuna swali lingine assignment? Okay. We do we do a 5-minute break. I want to share another data set that we are going to use today. And this is still going to be your assignment for the week. So let me just share it. We see 5 minutes and then
What are we doing?
Tuko break.
Oh, tuko break, okay. Sasa ndio nimeingia kwa nyumba.
Sawa. Tuko 5 minutes break.
Okay, my bedtime is up. I hope we have been able to see the data. And we shared two data sets. Pass the remaining part of the classes. Let me know when we are back. Okay. So we can start with the left part of what we were supposed to do. We were also to cover pivot tables and such. But before we do the pivot, I saw a few things that might be obvious, like you have seen. There's a lot of things that we are doing, especially with data cleaning and such. So we'll just do an overview of a bit of data cleaning from this data, as you can see how it looks. And I appreciate the fact that most of you are able to know what we mentioned. Always retain an original copy of the data that you had. So at least in case you need to go back a step, you have something to fall back to. So and then from here, someone can tell me what they can notice from this data just by looking at it. What can we see? Mnanisikia?
Nasikia. Okay, mi nasikia.
Ehe, ni nini unaona kwa data? Finally tunaweza jua umefika nyumbani. Now you are back to being active.
Mimi hata sijui data umetoa wapi.
Naisha iko kwa screen. Unaiona kwa screen?
Yes, but niko nayo.
Nimetuma tu
Am
saa
I
hizi,
supposed
but
to
sasa
have it or...
nataka tu niambie tu from whatever you can see here before you open it. Iko kwa group, nimetuma kwa group, but I think I will push it later kwa hiyo kwa Google Classroom. But for now iko kwa group.
What I can see.
Mhm.
I don't. Like what is wrong? Am I just anything that I can see?
Yeah, whatever is wrong, is it okay? Anything of the sort is still okay. Whatever you can see. Spaces, amesema spaces. Yeah, we have some extra spaces from the data. We have some weird fonts. You have some things that are highlighted. We don't know why they are highlighted. You have some names that they go in capital letters. So we don't know if it has issues. And then something like key profit. This is also one of the errors you'll always find. When you find this error, usually comes mostly even with dates. It means ako ka column ni kadogo hakatoshei, just expand, extra shares. Yeah, good like that. So yeah, basically, you might receive data like this. And for this one, I think this one has something that we mentioned the other time when you walikuwa nauliza about trim and clean. This one can be able to help us with that. Remember that function?
We do.
So we keep going forward and backward. We say data cleaning is one of the most important things. So at times we have to ensure at least we are at par. Let's say for example, this one, we have the correct length, this point. And my control E went to sleep today, I don't know why. So not do the whole data because it's long. And then now we can apply something like trim. You see, it happen. Will we trim anything? Then we do trim length. But these were not necessary. I just realized we can be able to use them. So our length is still the same. Oh. Okay. And then you can try something like now our clean.
I'm not seeing what you're doing. I'm just seeing you have formulas, type formulas for you.
Pardon?
I don't know what you're doing.
I am just trying to bring to us when we said we have the difference between the clean function and the trim function. If you remember something of the sort. So I was just doing the original length of our string to see once we do the clean, do we get anything different? You can see, for example, our original length is 18. When we trim, it was still 18, and when we clean, it was still 18. But you can notice like a column like this one, our original was 19. When we trimmed, it was 19. But when we cleaned, it became 18. Same
So
to
what
this
is
other
it
one
that you
here.
cleaned?
Pardon?
What is it that you cleaned? The entire data set or a particular column?
No, we are just cleaning. Oh, sorry, we are just cleaning the first. I was just doing the region.
The one
There's
for
something I
region.
noticed about the region, the first column. So this is what I was trimming, this is what I was cleaning. Because if you see, for example, like column number 9, I think 9 should give us the same. Yeah, it's giving us a clean of 18. So when you look at it, when we tried to trim, we didn't trim anything because we didn't have extra spaces at the beginning or at the end. But we have a line break. You can see the name Africa is below. So we have a line break here and also here. So these are the things that we are saying, they are non-printable characters. you may not see them with your eyes, but they are there. So for example, someone was writing code with Python, they just inserted the N stroke N, they broke it. So ikikuja hapa itakuwa na an extra character. And it might just look the same kwa a physical eye, but you can even see that our length are changing. One is 19, 19, and 18. Yeah. So when you're coming to pivot tables will be useful.
Asta,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
With this trim and clean function, can you like select two like let's say can you clean region and let me see the data set. I maybe region and and maybe this part with sales channel or yeah. So can you clean region and sales or region and items type only? Is it possible?
Yes, because I actually just cleaned region only. So if I want to clean this one, I can come and clean it only as it is. I just used one column. I didn't do 2 or 3. So if you just do it per column as you want. As you can see, our country looks very messy. So whenever you're doing everything in the country column, you're able to do it in the next column. If I have gotten your question.
Yeah, no, what I'm asking is like, is it possible, like apart instead of doing one, like I do region, I then go to country, and then after country I go. So what if I wanted to clean region and item type? So is it possible to do the same thing at the same time without doing one column?
Now remember again our syntax. It will not allow us to move that way. You see our syntax. Let's see if it can kubali. We do it A, and then we do what else? A D. And then we try an E and see what it will give us. Too many arguments. So you only can clean one at a time as you go.
Okay.
Esther, last time I
So,
was able to trim mama clean both.
to trim
The,
the entire
yes,
data set.
yeah. But it duplicates another data set for you.
Yeah. So there's that option, either you move it to another entire sort of place, or now if you want to retain it at this point, you just do it moja moja as you go. And then the good thing is, once I'm done with my clean one here, I didn't want to use it, but I can. Yeah, let me just show something before I bring it on this other side. I wanted to use it for. So this one is breaking kidogo. I think there are spaces somewhere, so that's why I didn't clean it. So let's say I want now to insert my pivot table. So this is what we are going to do from now onwards. We are going to insert tables. So for pivot, it will come as empty as it is. So you want to see something like region. You can see Sub-Saharan Africa.
Sorry. That's your clean table, Ama, you're using just the table you
My
shared.
dirty one, my original one. I didn't want to clean it first. I just wanted to show what would happen if you don't clean it.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I said I will not use the clean one. So you can see how the different Sub-Saharan appear here. So in our eyes, as we look at them, they look more or less the same. But why are they appearing? Instead of it combining all of them together to be one Sub-Saharan Africa, it is breaking them down. So that is where now our clean, trim, and search becomes very important. So it is always very good to ensure your data is clean before you come to make these pivot tables and such, because now it will start giving you values that are not correct. You see, and also we have some blanks in that category. So let's say now we are done with our clean. It was the clean one. This was the clean one. And this data set is very big. So you can choose to copy at this point, whatever you have taken, then you bring it to the original area here. So when you paste, don't paste like we normally paste. Just come and paste as values. And then now we can take back our name region. Then we can delete this clean one at this point. So if we paste the way we paste normally, it's going to create a, you see, like this one, it has created a reference error because the length that you are using has been removed. So it shows whatever you are referring to has been deleted. That is the point of a reference error. But now you can notice the first one, because we just pasted the value, it was able to remain. And if we now come decide to draw again our pivot table, you will notice the difference. The point. Come again, insert our pivot table from the same region. Region. You can see our sub-Saharan Africa is now 1. Sawa sawa. So that is one way we have now been able to remove those. For the country, I think this one you can be able to do. Do we need to do it? Yes. Calvin is very silent today. Ako huku leo malienda wapi?
Esther, I have a question. Rather, I didn't hear the answer you gave to Violet when she asked you whether we can clean was it clean or trimming the entire data set? What did you say?
So I said when we try to enter the function, it could not pick the functions more than one argument. Is it more than we have put too many arguments? But now, if you want to either create a subset of your data set, you can do the entire of it. It creates a new one. It will open a new sheet and such. So there's that option. But if you want now to still use the one like the one I am using here, most of the time you'll find I remove cleaning each column at a time.
So if I have 1,000 rows, I'll just have to do one by one.
Yes. Wow. But now that one can be used now for many, like that one, you just create a subset, move.
Okay.
Yeah. Aya, sasa munisaidia. Irawa, help me clean the country column.
Sorry, Esther, is Mwende around also? I think Calvin's has dropped.
Oh, Calvin's has dropped.
Yeah, looks like he's not around. I don't know if Mwende has also dropped, but his handle is there.
Mwende, are we here? Revenue format is wrong. Oh, these were responses from the previous one.
So we first clean.
Pardon?
Or we first, like, can we just use the trim clean instead of going the long way of first trimming, then
Yeah. Actually, this one has more. It's not only clean and trim and whatever. This one has more. So I want all of them. We can do all of them together. So the first function we put is
equals to trim, then enter, then clean. And then we pick it to be before.
Yeah. What else? What other things do we need to do in this?
With a trim clean.
No, in that column, in that country column, what else do we need to do for it?
Oh, we need to do the proper case. What do you do? We can do the proper case with the
The proper
upper.
case.
Yeah. Oh, we can do a lot of multiple. Okay.
Another good thing about our clean, pardon? Yeah. Another thing you can see, like for example, this Vatican City. If we just use trim, we say trim just does the oh yeah, it will remove even this one here because it will return. It will just leave one space in the entire column because it identifies that we need one, so it will just leave one. So 1, 2, 3. We open 3 times. So our country is Chad. Then
What
we
did
just,
you open 3 times? Oh, the brackets, the closing
yeah,
bracket.
I was counting the number of times we opened.
Oh,
And then again, we just come here, copy everything, come to our country column. We said we just paste the values.
Please go back to the formula.
Okay, just tell me if
Profile yangu haifiki chini.
autofill yako ishaiva kweli.
Haki inawaka.
Has it ever
Inawaka.
worked?
No, yes it does, but haifiki chini, sijui ni juu ya spaces na hii data ni kubwa, mimi siwezi nikashinda scroll moja moja. Oh, so you can do the 3 at once.
Yeah, you can do all functions in one.
Na mbona hii ya, what was the first one?
Which one?
This one, the first or the one for region, I have trim cleaned, but
Oh, that one I did Kando. The reason why I did them separate was because I wanted to show. You remember we didn't have an example where we used clean. So that is why I did them separately. Because previously when we were working on that data set, we didn't have anything that had either a line break or extra spaces that were not there. So that's why I did them separately. But for work or whatever, you can choose to work on them together like this.
Oh, so in terms of counting the length of the cleaned versus original column for region, the length was the same.
So for clean, kwa clean kuna zenye zilikuwa za sub-Saharan that were different. So that was why we were doing it. Because once we did the original and the trim, we found the lengths to be the same. But once we introduced the clean, it identified hizo line breaks and such. So that is why we were doing the extra part. That was just the extra step ya kuonyesha why we are doing it. But otherwise it was not that it was a must we had it. Ni sawa?
Wow.
So once we...
Ni sawa.
Ati, hebu niambie nisikie tunasema nini?
Nimesema siko sure kama ni sawa, but ni sawa.
Ni wapi iko sawa labda?
Length yangu iko same even after nime clean.
Which one? Which one
I know
now?
what I'm sorry, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Wow.
Okay.
Yes, I
Okay,
know what
sawa
I'm doing.
sawa.
Esther, I have a question for row number 16, which is blank entirely. How do you remove it?
Which one? 16.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, we are getting there. We're coming there now.
Okay, all right.
So these are good things when especially we have our query. I think we'll cover our query tomorrow. If tomorrow we'll not do, mtaniambia how you feel the energy for tomorrow. So for what am I doing? Blank. We are removing blank. We come to home. Here are the find and select. We can go now to go to special. come down, you can say something like blanks.
Come again.
So, I hope you can still hear me. You can hear me?
Yes, you're saying, or what are you doing?
So someone had noticed we have some blank rows in our data. So we are looking for way, because now let's say our data has like 10,000 rows. We cannot be able to go selecting one by one and identifying where they are. So we're just looking for another way where we can be able to remove any blank row that we have. So that's why we said we come at home. And then here at find and select, you'll see something here, find and select. It gives us several options. Then we can go to spatial. We have this one, go to spatial. And then
Ngoja, find and select iko wapi?
kwa home tab pale juu kuna kitu inaitwa home tab. Karibu na sort and filter kuna hiyo find and select.
Ako ka mira.
Kamera ukikateremsha utaona go to spatial.
Oh, go to spatial, okay.
And then hapo chini kwa go to spatial tuko na blanks. Select blanks, then okay.
Did we highlight anything? Me, I didn't highlight anything.
I also didn't highlight anything. So unaona inajitafuta yenyewe. So depending on how big your data set is, itaenda ikisearch.
I think imetoa.
Zangu ziko bado hapa. Imejitoa tu automatically.
Si nimefanya hivyo na ika search na ikamaliza hiyo.
Because you highlight, because mine has just highlighted.
Oh, mine has not highlighted anything.
It has removed them.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So that is one way of identifying which they are, and then you can be able to say, So that was another thing that was making my data break. Unaona venye una select yote, the control A, I could not select control A because ikifika kwa hiyo break, it was keeping that point. And then you can be able to delete them after you can delete either the rows, whichever you want, and search nini. Yeah, so I will just delete this one manually. Sijui mbona imekataa kutoka. Do we have another blank? Pardon?
Blank inaonyesha kuna two blanks.
Sasa ili delete ama bado ziko?
I don't know. I know. No. What did I? Endelea, Esther.
So you see, now after that, I can be able to, if I want to select my entire data set, I can just do Control A. So it will be able to highlight everything that I wanted. So we also have some italics, some highlighted things, or we might want also
So the rows are blanks. So the rows are blanks. Those ones you remove manually.
Delete. Yeah, just delete. Kama imeleta tu back all the blank ones, delete.
Sasa yangu haija highlight. Ni vile nimejaribu select the entire data set ndio kuna mahali na break. So nikicheck, I'm seeing blank.
Okay.
But haija highlight. That's why at a first glance I couldn't see.
Okay. So for anyone who has been able to delete them? Anyone who has been able to delete the blank rows? Ama tuko na wewe pekee huku watu wameenda.
I'm still trying to delete.
Were you able to highlight them?
Nilikuwa bado ninapika ugali jamani. Acha nifanye.
Yeah.
Kwani ugali ni lazima usiku?
Hey, we kazi
Eh?
nafanya ni ya mjengo.
Eh? Umesema ugali is a must usiku.
Hey, it's a must.
Esther, how do you remove blanks without doing it manually? Like
So,
entire row,
umeweza
entire
kuhighlight
rows
because
that
mine
are
was not
blank.
highlighting. Ideally, you see when you go to, you have selected your selections and then you click your OK.
No, I'm not getting it.
Aki sijui mbona nini yangu imezima. Sorry. My Excel has decided to shut down. Let me open it again.
We are almost there.
I have so many things open inakaa ni kama.
Umesema Esther?
Yes.
Mimi sina find and select. Ni
Una find and select?
place.
Iko. Mbona hauna, hebu share?
Acha ni share.
Hata mi sina.
People of God.
Siwacheki, najicheka.
They were silent and they have problems.
Yangu sasa ndio hii hapa.
Mhm.
Acha kwa nini imeileta. Okay, sasa niko kwa home tab
Okay.
and then so I see that is it same as find and replace?
Hebu click here find and replace tuone iko na nini.
Unajua ni mtu wa Apple, sijui kama
Go
alikuambia.
to special. Kuna hiyo go to S hapo hivyo. Nilinotice akishare alikuwa na vitu zenye sisi hatuna. Ndio hiyo blank.
Okay.
Go to. So it has
So,
highlighted.
eh,
And then come to where? Home again. Hapa kwa cells. See the cells?
kwa cell style.
No, haifai kukuwa kwa cell style. Do you have anything else your cells at that point?
No.
Hapa kwa rows and columns, hebu check the rows and the columns. Hebu itu gani sasa?
Hapa kwa rows and columns ndio hii.
Hebu highlight your delete. Delete rows.
So
You
delete
just
row.
try and see. Yeah, so they went. Sawa, we've seen.
Okay.
If you've seen what she has done,
No, I haven't.
share yours.
I share mine.
Leo solution inaenda per person.
Na ukumbuke mwende.
Yeah, mwende we ni wa Mark pia.
Ilikuwa supermarket ama organized
Nimepata mali nilikuwa nimeminimize.
analysis.
Okay. Calvins, we are back. Sirawa, usinyamaze sana.
I'm following.
Lakini sasa juu nilikuwa busy natafuta find and select nikapitwa, tutarudia.
Hatujaenda mahali, tuko tu. Haya, tuko kwa home.
Hii kitu inanishinda kutoa. Okay. Aha.
Usi
So,
highlight anything, enda to home. Don't select anything, just go to the home tab.
I didn't select anything.
Yeah, just go to the home tab.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, home, you are in data. Select home.
Sorry.
Haya, then we have this ka lookup thingy. The ka search. Huku mwisho kuna search huku. Hapo. Go to special. We have our blanks again. Select our blanks. Okay.
Say okay.
Yeah, okay. So ita take time depending. Naona pale juu venye tu cells tunaenda ni kama ina search everywhere. So imeze identify. So identify sijui kama kulikuwa nazo. And then hapa kwa cell style ama hata delete. Enda tu kwa delete.
Delete iko wapi?
Insert, delete, conditional formatting. Unaona conditional formatting? The next one. The next column sasa after the next one. Under the next side.
Side.
No. Next cells. Yeah, hapo delete.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And then delete rows. What? Yako imedelete kila kitu. Control Z. So,
Nasikuwa highlight kitu chochote.
so ni kama yako haipick nini? You can also do delete the cells. Maybe that would work if you just want to identify them as cells. Depending. Hebu insert empty columns mwenyewe.
Row ama column?
Rows, sorry. Insert empty rows.
Kadhaa.
Yeah.
Hizo zinatosha.
Yeah, zinatosha tu, si ni kutry tu we see. And then we go to our find again. Ile ka find yetu. Go to special. Blanks. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So again, delete. Na mbona inaachilia?
I think aliclick nje, that is why.
That is why. Turudi tena. Because
Wapi?
imeachilia. Initially ili highlight if anybody, so ili highlight the empty ones and then ikaachilia. So repeat.
So what do I do? I repeat the same thing.
Yeah.
Mi nimeclick tu kwa cell.
Don't click anywhere.
Anywhere.
Like after
What do
usha
I
highlight,
do?
don't click anywhere. Then na tu direct kwa delete. Ikishamaliza kusearch. Okay, tuende kwa hiyo delete. Then yake ina delete bado kila kitu. Control Z. Haya, delete again hapo kwa delete tena. Cells.
Almost cells.
Haya. Entire row. Okay, you see what will happen? Yako bado ina delete kila kitu. This is interesting. What Excel is this? What Excel is this? Because the rest are working now.
Si unaona ni 365?
Yako ni 365?
I think so.
Because mine is also 365 and it is working for some reason. I think we'll try to figure out what is happening to yours. Anyone else mwenye ako at the same point yenye hivi yake haidelete? Maybe watakuja na nini? Na maswali kesho wenye wanapika bado. So, haya, another question. Tuko na lambda function.
Labda.
Lambda.
No, Eva amesema labda, acha nicheke.
Imesema intentionally. So
Labda
that
uko
Calvin
nayo.
kama alikuwa hapa arudi.
Hebu mtu aniangalie kama ako nayo.
Inapatikana wapi sasa?
Venye tu tunatafutanga functions hapa at this point, you just come and see. Search here. We have it, the lambda.
Let me remove my ninis manually first. I will join you.
Oh, Esther, mine is 365 and it's deleting the blanks.
That is deleting.
Yeah.
Okay. Watu wa kuto delete. So 365 is deleting.
Sawa.
Na yangu imeamua isi delete pia wenye nimerudi kushare. Still okay. So ukikataa pia this time I will also do the same.
So what are we doing? You've said where
So
do
we
we
were
start?
just okay, hata yangu umeamua kufuata yako. So after that,
After what are we doing?
so si kwenye wamemanage kudelete, si tumetoa hizo empty rows.
Yes.
We select the entire table now. Just do Control A. It will select the
And
entire
then?
table. Just highlight at one point for your cell and then do Control A. Uta notice ime highlight the table as we wanted it.
Na hii lambda haiko kwa yangu.
Sawa, sawa, sawa.
How do you find out if you have that one?
The same one nilikuonyesha jana hapa kwa FX. Hapa kwa FX and then utafuta jina lambda.
Yangu iko nayo.
Okay.
Spelling?
Lambda.
Huko najua.
Yeah,
That
it's
one.
sikuwa najua.
Na
Spelling?
nimeandika lamba. Yawa. That one.
LA. Iko nayo.
Okay. Haya, sasa tumeselect Control A. We have our entire table selected. And then hapa sasa, you can either come hapa kwa data tools.
Data tab.
Kidogo tu, kidogo tu. Sasa tunafaa turudi to home. Sasa turudi to home. We come back home. And then hapa bado kwa penye tulikuwa kwa editing. You can choose to clear. You see hapa kuna hii part ya ku clear. So it says you can either delete everything in the cell or remove just the formatting content, comment, or hyperlink. So at that point, you can say, if we clear all, so delete kila kitu kama ile yetu na Eve ya ku clear. But if we say you want to clear format, we remove every formatting. So all italics, all words zitatoka and we remain with our plain data set as it was. Sawa.
Acha tufanye.
Okay.
Umesema hiyo clear iko kwa what jamani?
Iko kwa home. Penye tu tulikuwa kwa hii find and select. Kuna kanakaa ka eraser. We have an eraser mahali. Kuna clear. So we are just clearing the formatting.
I'm trying to find it here in my nini. I'm not seeing it.
What can you see in that area, near that area?
Aki, I'm only seeing nini, cell style, autism, sort, fill, format. So
Yeah, tena tuone.
hii
Sasa hiyo ndio shida ya kukua nini?
odd one out.
The rich one.
No.
Lakini,
Umesema ni rich people problems.
lakini data yangu sikulikuwa na account inaitwa Chad.
Hey,
It ain't there.
it went where? Ah,
Only
yawa. You have problems.
nime-
Your problems are
many
beyond what you can help.
Alafu nimebaki na 10,000 peke yake. 10,006.
Lord.
10,006.
Ebu hapa kwa format kuna nini?
Kwa format.
Hii format iko hapo, kuna hii format. Aya, select kwanza, iko selected. Hapa juu karibu na sort, fill, kuna format iko hapo hivyo.
Hii kitu imeziba hapa.
Hapo hiyo next one, the next. Hapo tu penye umetoka sahi. Hiyo format iko na nini?
Hapa. Hii format
Clear.
can
Ndio
convert
hiyo clear
to
hapo.
oh.
Unilipe kutumia Maxwell.
Okay.
Sawa?
Sawa.
Eve, you are okay now?
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Because
Basi
your yeah yako ni
we proper this
si
thing.
Jen.
We proper this thing.
Hmm?
When did refuse to proper? Mm.
Haya.
Oh.
We are good there.
Mm.
Haya, we share one last. It's almost 9, dear Lord. So, watu wenye wako na lambda research. There is that formula nimeandika hapo juu. Not work.
Okay, we are good now. Watu wako na nini?
Lambda,
Uh-huh.
this function. Hata niwafanya mkuwe tu walazy kidogo niwekee kwa chat.
Thank you.
Hey, Eve.
Tell me what it does. Ni venye time imeenda.
Don't judge me.
Nakwambia we na wale wa mama wa Mombasa.
Kuna difference.
The WhatsApp group. Umesema thank you haraka.
Tunauliza nini imefanya?
Inafanya nini hiyo formula?
Mimi nasema spill.
Unasema?
Spill.
Still like still.
Spill. Like to spill something.
Oh, imespill. Oh, haitoshei. Oh, yeah, we need to do these errors. So yeah, if it spills inamaanisha either the function ina spill to the other side. So eka ina place yenye inaweza toshea vizuri like if tunaka venye yangu inakaa.
The issue.
You see what it has done? It has created another table hapa kando. So if you have used either Python, I think in Python you mostly use lambda, ama map. So you're able to just create a generic function that puts everything else in it. So for this one, tunasema we are using by the columns from the column A3 all the way to column N3. And then what do you want to do? For every column, we want to clean them. So you can either choose, hata kwa wataka trim, you can come here, do the trim before. If you want to do the proper before. So it will create an entire other data set. So you can either just copy it here and paste it kwa ile side. So kwa mwenye alikuwa na feel lazy, like I don't want to clean every column by itself, you can use this one and then just copy hii venye tulisema, we paste on the other side. Sawa?
Sasa
mwenye hana lambda sasa, we are sorry. We just clean one
So
once.
mbona mi imecreate tu column moja?
Nakwambianga if your problems are beyond.
Uchovu.
Your problems are usually beyond what we can handle. So let me just come to an empty cell here again. I just come here. So now I highlight to just one cell and then I do the V. So inani select here whatever I want to do. Nini nafanya sasa hata mimi nimeanza kutoka kaa wewe.
Sasa unataka kusema ngoja. Hii kuna kuflash fill. It's not even.
Yeah, you can. So I'm at this point again. I just come to Control V. Mbona inani pick other things again each time. Let me just remove this one. Then enter. Sinaona venye imejia nimeweka tu kwa cell moja na imekuja imejifill automatically yenyewe these columns as they are supposed to be. Then from this point sasa hapa yeah.
Oh, hiyo ndio nilikuwa nasema imeleta tu nini moja. Hivyo row moja.
So ikileta zikiwa hivyo sasa ndio unakuja sasa mwenyewe unaanza drop down. You see, imekuja already autofill. Vile tu tuna nini autofill, so you just click moja autofill, it autofill zote. So whatever functions you want to do for your entire data set, you can do them at this point. So if you don't have lambda, we do moja moja as we go, as we try see if there is something else, because this is either kwa 365 ama kwa 2021. Those are the two that have it.
So what is the work? What is its use? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. If you explained it, I didn't hear.
Its use ni ati you can apply more functions in one, like inakuja unaona kama hii point inasema from column A3 all the way to M3. So whatever we want to apply kwa hizo column itakuja izi apply pamoja, so I don't have to do moja moja the way we were doing. If it is stream, I can just stream everything at once. If it's let's do something like hapa. Unaona imekuja zote zimeenda all the columns as hapa. So if I come decide at this point, bring down, ndio hizo spill zako. So you can see, once I go down, everything becomes caps as I go. So I don't have to go changing column by column by column. Sawa? Ina make sense? People, does it make sense? Yeah. I'm talking to myself now.
I'm making, well, sort of.
Remember, this was just an extra wave when we were saying whether we have to keep cleaning each. So we were just introducing something new that we can be able to use instead of moving. Nakumbuka tukisema it will either create another new data set here. So with this, if you're able to konini yote, you can again come and say, you copy it again as a table, but this one is not formatted as a table. So you can also format it as a table again. Either you select the entire of it, kama ilikuwa imemanage kufika the entire data set, unaona inaendelea kuongezeka tu, and then you paste it on the other side. Acha tumalizie tu. And it was big. So hii hapa ndio ya control E inafaa kusaidia. It goes all the way to the end. Nimekataa this time round. And then now from here you can be able to copy it and come and paste it to the very first one where we were. Ile ilikuwa ya kwanza hapa. So you can come and paste it again at this point. So tulisema ukipaste unaipaste kama you paste not like data, you paste now as values. Just paste it as values. So uta highlight again the entire data. Sasa shida najua highlight the entire data because hazijatoshana, inaweza leta issue, and then I paste the values as I had copied on the other side. So it just helps you in the cleaning to ensure whatever you do in one column, you can do in several columns in one. So that is the point of using the by. You are doing the lambda by columns, but you can also move it if you want to do it row wise. Sawa.
Esther, tu kweli tu mimi sijaelewa hiyo lambda inafanya nini.
Niache kama kazi ya tafakari ya babu.
Explain to once. Nimeambia Mungu anisaidie nielewe.
So tulisema like you have used either Python.
No.
So Python has a lambda function. And lambda most of the time unaweza create function yako wewe mwenyewe. Like unaona kama tunasemanga if else, so unapata you can do something that generally will not be able to do it. So for this example now, when we introduce the lambda function in identify, we want to identify all these columns between column A9, okay, we are starting at A3, all the way to the last column, which was M9. So we apply our function. So itakuja per column, and then it's going to apply all the functions that we put this. And then it will return each column. So if we said we want to clean, itakuja identify from A3, pick A3. What do we want to do? Clean. What else do you want to do? Trim. What else do you want to do? Proper. What else do you want to do? Hivyo. Inafanya kwa A3 na maliza. Inakuja kwa B3. Does the same. Clean, trim, nini, goes to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, hivyo to the end. So now we are autofilling to ensure to make cover for the entire data set because our references were relative, so itaendelea ikiteremka. So the whole point of the lambda inakusaidia tu kujua what do you want to do. So we are aggregating our data by data to the kwenye ile yetu ingine ya kawaida. By call, remember we had the option. So by call applies a lambda function to each column and return an array of the result. So that is what we have said a by call does. So it apply a lambda function to each of the column and then it will return an array of the result. So let's put it as it is by call. Which array do we want? We want our entire data set, which was running from V3 to L3. And then what function do we want to put? Function is a lambda that is called to scan the array. The lambda takes two parameters, the accumulator and the value. So we can also come here again, call our lambda. So what does a lambda do? Tumeiona, it creates a function value. So a parameter or a calculation calculating the results of the function. Parameters cannot be calculated. The last argument to the lambda must always be a calculation. The calculation which we use the parameter will return a function that can be called. So we are saying now for this one, what do we want to do? We want to, for every column, we do something. For example, one of the main things that we wanted to do is clean, and then we are cleaning the column, and then we close them. We have opened 1, 2, 3. And that is it. Sawa? Kidogo, si sana.
Si sana, but
Yeah, we think we can practice with it and see. We can open with, I will try see kama nitapata results that they can share. Because these are some of the newer functions that were not there before, but at least inasaidia to lessen the work of what we are doing. Any question up to there? Let me manage to clean your data set, but at least it looks clean. Now we can be able to use it tomorrow with the pivot tables, and then we can introduce. So you can compare, see how our original data was. You can see the difference. It was quite here, there, nini, and such, but you can see our final data set looks a bit good to be able to work with it at that point. So you can close at that. And then we start with pivots, and then we can do both pivots and our query tomorrow. Unless we have a question. Hata kuna column hatuja clean this one. We can clean this one. We do clean F and G. We can see how our date looks like. So let's ensure we have been able to clean our F and G before we meet tomorrow. Sawa. Do I need to send this clean one ama mtaweza clean we get to that point all of us?
I think we just clean it. ourselves, and then we get to that point.
And why do you talk like me?
No, that's for me, imagine.
No, I mean, other the way you talk today, and then I was like, yeah, why am I talking on the other side? So yeah, so we also do clean this part. So for this one, I can give a hint. We need to split this.
Karibu clean J. Oh, sorry, that one. The one of order dates. You mean unletea vitu.
But I don't want to clean it. We have already done something today. When you remember, someone did a very interesting formula today that had autofill. We can try that. It is going to help. If not, remember we also had another one at this point when we were going to data and then we break it into text and columns. We choose our delimiter. So you can notice for this one, we have two types of delimiter. Kuna hiyo yenye iko na space. And then we also have kuna yenye iko na nini ingine? The hyphen. So you can see how we have been able to split them. And then where do you want them to go? So itatuambia F iko na data. So we can move to kitu kama.
So ulifika hapo aje?
Pardon?
Sorry, I was on the way most of the time. Umefika hapo aje? The tab you are in. That one
Yeah.
for delivering. Yeah.
Hapo nipe dakika moja.
Are you guys there? I'm the one who lost.
Hmm?
Am I the one who lost you, Emma? You're talking. Who's talking?
No, me, I'm munching food. But Esther said she's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, so tuko hapa.
Vayo pia
So
alikuwa
we
anapika.
ati niko napika anaweza pika surely na one minute.
Nimesema Vayo ndiye alikuwa anapika.
Vayo anafaa kuwa anatupikia anatuletea. So hapa we see when we come to the data tab
Sorry.
hapa.
First, I think there's a question also on the charts. I think Mwende has a challenge with the speaker or something. So maybe you'll check. She was asking, can you have lambda not have by what? By column. Something of that sort.
Oh yeah, I think you can also use it, but we can try work on it as we see. That's why I was saying that the lambda and the bicolumns are more new, but we'll still work on them tomorrow. So don't worry, that one we'll pick tomorrow at that point. When minds are fresh. So this one is just showing where we're supposed to go, but remember this is supposed to be your assignment for today. So at this point, we have text and column. You have seen where we have gone. So the text and column. At the data tab, we have text and column. Then our data is delimited. So we have both space. Some are separated by a space and some are separated by the hyphen. So we just move next. So we notice that our data, hiyo area yenye nataka kwenda, it has data. So the destination inaniletea shida kidogo.
Mboni nasema, do you want to replace data?
Because what was happening was the cell yenye ina select F ama G and they already have data. So kuna options mbili. Let me just come back. So kuna option mbili here. I just highlight two cells like that. And then the same thing we usually do. I insert. So once I insert, now I can be able to. So now this is empty. So you'll notice here error haitakuwa once I come find it. So again, but sasa ina identify two others. So itaenda, so nani inasema what is our destination all the way from F ikiendelea hivyo hivyo. So una notice kuna hizi mbili. Kuna two other cells inaongeza. So at the preview tunapata 4 columns. Moja inajiita order, moja inajiita date, kuna moja inajiita and, na kuna zingine inajiita ID. So that was inasumbua zikikuwa the 4. So you want it to start at that point and then you can just do okay. So you can see penye imeji place kwa hii na kwa hii, but hii yenye iko na jina order ndio iko na the date ideally. So imejichange. So hii ndio date, hii ndio ID. So what it has done, it has replaced our original data that was there. So if you don't want it to replace, you still want that column ibaki, you can now decide haitaanzia at F. Destination yetu itaanzia at G. So now inaanzia, so itaanzia at G. Okay, do you still have that at G? I didn't have that at G. So we retained our original column, but now we are able to split to dates and nini. So these ones we can remove because they don't have anything. This wasn't anything. So you can be able to delete. Yeah, that is it. So we can try do that. You have to split and then clean the dates and see. Then we can pick from there. And then we'll do the lambdas. For your rushing at that point. Unless there is an urgent question for now, I want to end at that point. We meet tomorrow for pivots and Power Query. In case there's any question before, nitafuta tu.